you haven't been living under a rock, you will have noticed that Modern Horizons 3, a good portion of it has been leaked onto the internet. There has been a lot of big stories to be told about this, the cards around it, and it just seems like so far, I will say that we haven't seen anything mill related, so I may not be as excited there. But full up front, I have seen the leaks, I've seen them all, but I will not be covering them in the sense of card by card on this channel. I am hashtag MTG ambassador. They have come across me in various channels and things that I kind of consume as a Magic content creator and as a Magic consumer. But I wanted to take the leaks from the perspective of, you know, the consumer versus the creator. The idea that Wizards of the Coast as a company wants to tell a story and release a product in their own way, but when leaks happen, they obviously do not want us to engage with them. As a consumer, though, we do have a right to do so, engage in these and take from them what we will, because ultimately that is our choice and the creators themselves don't own us. So I wanted to kind of go through both sides of these points, talk about Modern Horizons 3, and just walk through what in the world is going on with these leaks as we approach Modern Horizons 3. And maybe just honestly in general, as modern players, I did want to talk about just Modern Horizons 3 in general. Any chance I can get, I will talk about this set. So the leaks themselves, over the past couple of days, I won't be linking anything anywhere. I will just tell you that there are leaks of cards where someone has been posting clear and unclear images of cards that have been released from Modern Horizons 3 packs. Okay, that's been going around, and there have been various cards that have been shown that are similar in design to other cards that are very, very powerful, and new options and free spells and all this stuff that a lot of folks are talking about. And a lot of these designs have people in a flurry, whether that be happy that their archetype that they've been playing for a while has been supported, or not because their archetype is now going to be pushed back. But I think the real concern is the fact that as a content creator, and I'm going to go through all the points here from a content creator perspective and as an MTG ambassador perspective, I will acknowledge the fact that this is not a positive thing for me. I don't get my opportunity to really help tell the story of some of these cards. If one of these cards were provided to me as a spoiler, then the surprise is already gone in that sense. I don't get the hype and the marketing being kind of brought to me. I don't get to take advantage of the capitalism aspect of that spoilers. So that I will wholeheartedly acknowledge is a net negative for me. But as a consumer, you do get access to them early in that sense. You get to plan ahead, and this obviously affects in many ways the secondary market of Magic the Gathering, where we will see cards and archetypes now shoot up in price. And I imagine in many ways we have seen that already. I've not checked them, but I see various archetypes that are very clearly going to be supported in very big ways. And so the key cards in those archetypes are going to be skyrocketing in price ahead of Modern Horizons 3's full release, and we will then see them continue to grow as more spoilers come. So this could be brought on as a potential upside where we see markets increase and move and cards being exchanged and people preparing ahead of time, people buying into decks, and this is promoting movement into archetypes, and things could prematurely change in a metagame where people buy into decks and play more of a certain deck in anticipation for it to be bettered, and maybe to, you know, find more tech in that metagame, specifically in modern, because this is Modern Horizons 3. We ideally would be seeing this in our format. But I will say that a lot of this is also flawed in logic. It doesn't necessarily mean that people will be buying and playing these. It may more so be that people go into their bulk bin, they find the one X card that is insane and a new archetype coming out and sell that out. So they just want to buy their pretty little foils for their Domain Zoo deck, buy their most expensive version of Lightning Bolt out there and fling that at an opponent. And unfortunately that foil goes into the graveyard and no one manages to notice how beautiful that Lightning Bolt foil is. So it's not really that important, which is also kind of just like an extreme side note that I have, where people that like foil out spell heavy decks, what do you get out of that? Like as a Storm player, like when you foil out like everything in a Storm deck, like I hope you're playing out those Storm cards in front of you like it's a battlefield permanent, because then people don't get to experience them the way they are. But regardless, back to leaks themselves, it's important to note that with these leaks, right, and with them being special in many ways, the right authorities so far have not been brought upon this leaker. So with old leaks, right? So the most recent leak I think that is of note is the kind of Pinkerton situation and the March of the Machines aftermath. So there was a channel, Old School MTG, that went over and started opening packs and made a video around March of the Machines aftermath. And what happened was they posted a video of some of the packs, some of the cards that came in, and essentially they did a whole bunch of articles. Polygon also did an article just kind of talking about the post scenario where the Pinkertons, a group of corporate bullies that literally were depicted in Red Dead Redemption 2, video game characters brought to life, coming to your door to just hustle you down, you know, point a gun in your face and just tell you to stop, right? Bully you into submission. These people were sent, corporate American bullies were sent by Wizards of the Coast to someone's door to stop them from leaking cardboard to the masses of nerddom. And of course, this hasn't happened yet for the Modern Horizons 3 leaker. Whoever this person is, this group is, these people have not been exposed. They did not, kind of tag themselves alongside a YouTube channel or a creator hub or whatever it might be, an organization. And so they may or may not ever be found. But all this means is that from a Wizards perspective, there needs to be a higher increase in security. Again, kind of relating back to that point of, as a creator, this isn't something that I necessarily, I don't want you to engage with these leaks as a creator from that perspective, because I would want my fellow creators and other people making content around this to have their time in the sun and to be able to capitalize on spoilers provided to us by Wizards of the Coast, to then further engage with their community and to use their spoilers to then cater the story that they want to tell with them to bring their community in. But of course, I understand that I have no pull in what you want to do with these leaks. I can't stop you from going into this because I have no pull in that sense. I can tell you to stop, but I can't make you do anything that you want to do. So go ahead, look at those leaks if you want. I'm telling you not to, but I also understand that it is perfectly within your rights to go ahead and do so. Within this channel right here, this YouTube channel, I will not be covering leaks, but there may be bodies associated that do cover leaks, and this is how I come across them in that sense. And ultimately, this is why I think leaks hurt Wizards of the Coast. There's a lot of storytelling behind them in terms of the order that they want to release them. Maybe there's an overarching story in the set. Modern Horizons 3 may not have that, but this happens in other standard legal and pioneer legal sets as well. But with Modern Horizons 3, there is definitely a sense of a big support for different typal strategies out there, namely the Eldrazi, especially with the front-facing marketing of this set, especially early on during announcements and set release and some of the product images that we've gotten. It seems that Eldrazi are going to be front and foremost. We saw the imagery that's going to be up on screen right now with Embercool, the Aeon's Torn, and Ulamog and all that stuff just all over the front stuff. So we're going to see a lot of colorless support in there. So we know that already that, hey, our Tron lands, our all our Eldrazi lands and all that stuff, they're all going to be kind of shooting up in price. People are going to be looking at Eldrazi decks again, colorless decks again, and that obviously creates excitement for Wizards product moving forward. But again, they won't be able to use this to kind of curate what they want for these sets and kind of the direction that they want to take with future releases. And all this really means is that they need to tighten up security. That's all they need to do. This is a them problem, which is the close. Ultimately, this is on them. We are consumers of this, right? And so what really needs to happen is that some of the external websites, maybe like MTG Goldfish and other stuff like that, maybe they need to not post any of these leaks or engage with any of this, and this would kind of help from a community perspective. That way it's not kind of sent through official channels or anything like that. But ultimately, this is a Wizards of the Coast problem. This is not on us to kind of go police everything. Ultimately, where I stand is that the leaks are bad, but no one can stop you from not looking at them. It is not a crime. It is simply a leak. It is not of anything, anything illegal. This is just a leak of a children's card game, a bunch of cardboard, a bunch of nerdy things coming together on the internet. And that is my ultimate rant. I hope you understand that I had something to say about this. I may not have added completely to the story, but as a sick little Magic player, I wanted to address the fact that Modern Horizons 3, the set that honestly I've been looking forward to for the past couple of years, is essentially just being put out there for everyone to see without the initial direction of the set, you know, without its intended course being put away. And you know what? I'm kind of upset about it. That's just what it is. I'm kind of upset about it, but I'm also excited because the set is coming out. It is the great big rotation of every single Magic set where this set affects it, other than maybe standard, and you know, it's coming to Arena in some ways as well, especially with like Timeless and stuff. But in many ways, this is the great big rotation of EDH, the great big rotation of Modern, Legacy, Vintage, and everything. The power level of these sets cannot be undermined at all, and we are going to, you know, for the next 3 years, be feeling the repercussions of this set for a very long time, as we have with Modern Horizons 2, I should say, and the elementals that have come from that set, to the feeling of fury and grief and all these cards that you so love to play or not play against, you know, whether or not you're playing in a format where they're banned. Ultimately, we will feel the repercussions of these, and so it's nice to have some of these cards, I guess, early, to mentally kind of prepare yourself for them as a consumer. From a creator perspective, it's kind of unfortunate, but the leaks are insane. Let me know what you think about leaks in general from Magic. I don't really want to be promoting, you know, kind of talking about the leaks directly in the comment section down below. But what do you think about the leaks in general? What do you think Wizards of the Coast could be doing to maybe up their security a bit around leaks? I think that's probably the more nuanced discussion to have as we head into this weekend, as we head into kind of Modern Horizons 3 pre-spoiler leak season, whatever it might be. I don't know how to end this video. I'm still sick in the head making videos, rambling on the internet.